This is One on One. Steve Adubato here, working remotely like so many people as we're doing this program on the 8th of April. I'm in our home in Montclair, and I believe Cecilia Zalkind, our good friend, the president and CEO of Advocates for Children in New Jersey. Celia, you in your home?
I am also at my home in Montclair.
Okay. I'm going to just say this, Celia. We have been longtime partners. We've worked on so many child care related issues together, right from the start, NJ, the initiative that you're about to talk about. But here's what's interesting. We are working remotely. We're broadcasting remotely. How much has it changed childcare, just the technology, and as we do this program, not being together?
Oh, I think it's had a fundamental impact on childcare, basically on all we do, but certainly on childcare now and in the future.
So you have said we not only need to, I said reinvent childcare because of this, or in light of this, and what we can learn from this. This program we'll see many months after this, but that's not the right word. Is it reinvent or another word?
Well, I think rebuilding is probably more accurate because we have a basic infrastructure in place, and we have a human infrastructure of people who've been working in the childcare community for many years, struggling with an infrastructure that's not as strong. But I think that human capital is important to build on.
So let's talk about that. Funding. First of all kinds of folks watching us, whether it's April, May, June, whatever, the issue of childcare is more challenging than ever before. Has this pandemic highlighted the issue of childcare and what happens when people don't have a place for their children to be cared for and they're trying to work at home? Has it exacerbated it?
Well, I certainly think it has elevated the importance of childcare beyond the people who depend on the childcare system to the public as a whole. Basically, our first responders, our healthcare personnel, our essential staff would not be able to work without having access to safe childcare for their children. And I think that has become apparent in a way that we've never seen it before.
You know, Asil, if people watch NJTV News or Metro Focus, by the way, we refer people to our colleagues in public broadcasting. There are other sources, NJ.com and other places where you can get news every day. But again, we're not the news. We're not reporting the up-to-date statistics, which are, as we do this program, just horrifying, challenging on so many levels, difficult. But still, you and your organization, when you could go outside and social distancing as we do this program was not as big an issue. You have these huge rallies in front of the State House in Trenton. The name of that initiative is, and why does it matter?
Well, it's our Strolling Thunder event, and we are heading into our third annual Strolling Thunder. And our goal with that is to call attention to the importance of the development of young children, and childcare, providing high quality childcare to our youngest children is a critical linchpin of that, both to support working parents, which has certainly become front and center now, but also as the earliest education opportunity for our youngest children outside the family.
You know, Seal, Advocates for Children in New Jersey has been doing an annual report on the status of children for many years, correct?
Yes, Kids Count.
Kids Count. By the way, we'll have your website up so people can find out more about the organization and who you're helping every day. What will Kids Count look like the next time you do it?
You know, it is hard to even imagine. I think that if nothing else, and there are many, many implications from this crisis, the divide between low-income families who are struggling and children living in low-income communities is going to be, I think, more dramatic than ever. You see it in access to services, you see it in access to online learning, and I think we'll begin to see the impact, maybe not next year, but in subsequent years.
Like, be more specific. Give us one example, because every time you've been with us in the studio and Kids Count comes out, you're very precise and specific. One area, even if it's not seen in the next year, but it is seen the year after, one area where it's going to be exacerbated, the divide, as you talk about, between those who have and those who have a lot less. One example.
So after the 2008 recession, we certainly saw rates of child poverty increase. On the issue of childcare, we also report on the number of childcare centers that provide care for low income families. I think it would be safe to guess or to believe that that number will decrease and make it even harder for families to find childcare.
The other thing, Sheila, that's fascinating to me as we do this program in April, more and more of the statistics are making it clear that just as it relates to the coronavirus, a disproportionate number of African Americans are getting coronavirus, dying from the coronavirus compared to compared to the percentage of the population that they are. How does this impact children of color?
Absolutely. It has the same or even greater impact. And again, as we report in Kids Count, when possible, we will disaggregate the data by race and ethnicity. And while our overall child poverty rate, for example, is not high compared to other states, if you look at African American or Latino children, it's almost double. So yes, that disparity has been, I think, an underlying issue that I think is going to be far more apparent now.
An interesting, complicating issue is that the state budget. Recently, there was, and correct me if I'm wrong, Seal, in working together with you and your colleagues, and also with the support of the Terrell Fund and other foundations that are very much involved in this. There was a $54 million state appropriation that has gone to increasing quality childcare, correct?
Yes.
In the Department of Human Services?
Yes.
So here's the thing. With less state revenue coming in, even if the state budget is pushed in terms of the constitutional deadline is the 30th of June, if it's pushed, less revenue coming in, less money to go out to key initiatives. Here's the question. What could that mean with less state revenue for state money going into supporting expansion of childcare?
Well, I think that's certainly at risk. We're already seeing that centers are struggling to stay open, or if they are centers that have been mandated to close because they do not serve essential staff, they're struggling just to survive. And having our goal has been to increase funding for childcare. I think we're going to need additional money to recreate, to rebuild this system. I think the federal role will be much stronger. And we were happy with the stimulus package that passed 2 weeks ago. It has
As we do this program, the first stimulus, we don't know if there's going to be another one. Go ahead.
No, we don't know. And we're certainly advocating to include childcare in that stimulus. I think that we're going to turn to the feds for some help, but there is going to be state support needed as well. And, when we look about rebuilding, we're going to be rebuilding our economy too. Childcare is essential to that as well.
Cecilia Zalkind, who is the president and CEO of Advocates for Children in New Jersey. Take care, my friend. We'll see you hopefully in the studio face-to-face very soon. Thanks, Seal.
Safe, be well. Thank you.
You got it right back right after this.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by R.W.J. Barnabas Health, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, the Russell Berry Foundation, the Terrell Fund, supporting Right from the Start NJ, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, New Jersey Board of Public Utilities, Clean Energy Program, NJM Insurance Group, Investors Bank, and by the New Jersey Economic Development Authority. Promotional support provided by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association and by New Jersey Globe. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.